Please tell me why we couldn't stay. Don't let this feeling ever go away. Let this memory forever be inside me through every hour of every day. Coming out of spent, shine on the night. We're carried by real
It started with a bang! Spread like fire. Fists flying high and fingers flailing. No one heard what we had to say, but we were screaming anyways. An angst-driven youth headed down a dead-end street. Our generation's Great Depression wasn't just anger turned inwards, it was attention turned elsewhere. Listen to me, please! Listen to me now, because nobody would then. Backs turned on us in all directions, and we faced ourselves. Afraid, yet undaunted, alone, and unwanted. We just wanted to belong. Do you remember what it was to belong to something? I mean, the way it felt. That safety, that security, that love, that bond, like home. We were a family. And they called us the punks. The kids, townies, the druggies, the dropouts, the rejects, the freaks. The square rats, they called us. Square because, well, we hung out in the square, and rats. You know? Rats. Filthy fucking rats. The scum of the earth, the lowest of the low. Somehow surviving sub-society in their own culture. Forever the freaks, the irredeemable fringe. The real reason for the spreading of the Black Plague. Everyone. Oxford defined us as punk. P-U-N-K. I know you guys know how to spell. 1. A person of no account, a despicable, contemptible, or worthless person. 2. B, a coward or a weakling. 3. C, of or relating to punk rock apparel, paraphernalia. Four, D, a piece of a material that smolders when ignited, used to light fireworks or other explosives, an incendiary substance. An incendiary substance. Yes, there we were, with that romantic, captivating feeling that we were a part of something. Something we didn't have on our own. Something that was somehow more than the sum of it as individuals, and together we were invincible. Nothing could hold us back or drag us down, and nothing could touch that undoubtable feeling that whatever we were doing was right and just, even in its spontaneity. We knew each other like nobody else would know us. Roman, Sasha, Tasha, Grisha, Eugene, Fat John, Heroin John, John Slover and John Wessels, Ma Josh, Spiky Josh, Caleb, Harley, Frankie, Vicky, Libby, Ellie, Shalane, Will, Sexy Heather, Black Joel, Crack Joel, Square Cop Dan, no, Punk Rock Dan, Square Cop Lincoln, Lazy Eyed Louie, Big Mike, Little Mike, Asian Mike, Gamer Mike, Homeless Mike, Crazy Mike, and me, Mike. And so belonging to that group of anti-groupers gave us purpose, a cause to side with, something to believe in when we didn't even believe in ourselves, right? and identity. It offered us protection and pride in embracing our weirdness and our freakishness, all in the name of our loneliness. Because that's what this was born out of. Nothing. Absolute nothing. And if you felt that nothing, then you know what I'm talking about. I felt that nothing every day. I felt that nothing for every time they called me freak, or Jew, or fag, or failure, and fuck up, you're fucking worthless. And so in my desperation, I sent up a flag. I sent up a flare. I sent up a prayer. And I wore it on my face. And I pinned it to my jacket. And I flew it in my defiance. And I sang it in my songs. Suddenly, they couldn't hurt me any longer. And in this, I wasn't alone. Soon we found strength in numbers. For the first time, we claimed our identity as rejects. We took our name back and we rejected them because we weren't who they wanted us to be. And that's how we became an us instead of just a them. I remember the first time I ever fought back. Oh. You guys are real fucking assholes, you know that? You could just leave me alone, okay? Whoa, shit! Look who's got a fucking tongue in his head, boys! Why don't you go home and suck your father's dick, bag? Why don't you go fuck yourself? Whoa! Bag's got fists! You want a piece of shit, bag? Bye! No, please, God, I need one, please! No, stop! 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 Please! Stop! Please, stop! No! Stop! You son of a bitch! Get him off! Get him off! Get him off me! You son of a bitch! 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 No! Please, stop! Help! Help! Bang. See, I remember. See, I remember my first time, because it was the first time I really lost. There is nothing in the world like losing a fight and then having to pick yourself back up. Yeah, we fought. We fought for all the times we never fought back before. We fought because we had nothing to lose. Fuck, sometimes we fought each other when we felt like it. We fought that flame inside. In the New York City harbor, there is one of the immortal torchbearers. She stands and she holds a flame. And on her feet are written these words: "Keep ancient lands your storied pomp," she cries with silent lips. And join me in the chorus if you know the words. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. your wretched refuse along your teeming shores. Send these, your homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. There is a sick, silent strength, born only of loneliness and desperation, that we echoed in these words all day long. We are your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. But more than this, we are your wretched refusers. We refuse to lay down and we refuse to give up. We refuse to go quietly into that dark night. But most of all, we are your homeless. Must have been why she called to us so. From teeming shores, across tumultuous waters, and though we be tempest-tossed, we came at long last home to find that she had even left the light on for us. I'm just chunking my guts out. You know, the kind of hollow, dry heaves that make your stomach bleed. Oh. I'm just booting up last night's acidic memories. Cold porcelain cradles my tiny little cheek. And in that blissfully sober moment, you know, that tiny moment after the storm, the one where you promise to yourself and to anybody else and to God that it would never do it again as long as there was a God and He can make it all go away and taste better. I looked on the bathroom stall and there was a sticker that was about as old as I was. And it said, "Hugs, not drugs." It had to be there. Because both worked, right? I mean, both gave us what we wanted, so we took what we could get. Not like victims who didn't know any better. It was deliberate. It was desperate. Desperate to feel that hug, that love, that drug, and found it everywhere when we were looking for it. We consumed it as it consumed us. Fill us, we begged. Fill us until we are pumped full, until it hurts, until it burns, until we bleed with the love we have consumed. So we did. We bled. We bled tears, and we cried. We cried so hard. We kind of cry when your voice goes hoarse and you gotta hold your sides to keep them from coming apart. We cried out our arms, out our thighs, out our wrists, out our ankles. I knew one girl whose heart bled straight through her chest. She cried from between her breasts. Breath. Everybody take a deep breath on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. In a fleeting moment of affection, we found connection and physical attraction as a fraction of attachment. So we let loose. Took our clothes down, stood up and drank booze. It's just sex. That's what I'm talking about. Sex, you know sex? Quivering nerves, become nervous, wanting to just be held. I want to show you something, she said. I want to share something with you, I whispered. Of me. I want to be a part of you. Come to me. Wait, but aren't there other ways to get inside of me or you? Because what is sexuality anyways? I mean, is it synonymous with love? Does love equal sex? Does sex equal love? Does love even equal care? Does sex equal care? Who cares? Were we having sex or making love or just fucking? What was that metaphor of being inside another person, having another person inside of you? We couldn't hold each other closer if we tried. Fingers interlocked, inseparable, eyes closed, mouths open. I want your breast pressed against my chest. I want you laying on top of me. I want to feel your weight. I want you to wrap your legs around me and hold me so close you could break my spine. I want you to kiss me. Never let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. Michael, I want you to promise me that you will never forget. Promise. I want you to promise me that you will always remember. I promise. I want you to promise me that this moment will last forever. I promise. I want you to promise me that you will never kiss another girl in the world the way you kissed me. I promise. I promise. Promise me. Promise me. I promise. Promise me. I promise. Promise me. I promise you. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch. Dearly beloved, beloved, we are gathered here today to say our last. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say our. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say our last goodbye to you. You see, I can tell you now, because I survived. Some of us didn't. I wasn't supposed to. But I can tell you now because I remember. I was there. Where were you? I was there in that little corner of time when we threw down our spears and watered heaven with our tears. So tired, too tired to fight, and too tired to give up, idealistic and pessimistic at the same time. But I promise you that we really meant something to each other, I promise you. Even when we didn't mean anything to anyone else, and I know that we were killing ourselves. Yeah, I know that. But if you asked me, I would say that we were the only things keeping each other alive. And I am not ready to let that die. And I am never going to give it up, and I will never let you take it from me. See, I know how horrid it can taste, and how loud it can sound, and how rankly rotten it can smell. And I know how intense it can feel. And I still miss it sometimes. There were those of us who never caught the spark to begin with. And there were those of us that went out in a fiery blaze of glory. And for the rest of us, we waited patiently for that flame inside of us to die. And in some of us it did. But in some of us it didn't.